And hello, people of the internet. How's it going today? How's everybody doing? I'm Billy Bones. This is a walk through the mind. Take a minute, try and discuss a topic, throw out a point of view, and see if we can't run with it between ourselves and friends and neighbors. Hopefully it doesn't get too deep, but who knows? Sometimes I go off on my little tangents and things get fun. Lately, there's been a lot of talk about free college and everybody pushing for it. And it sounds great. It sounds awesome. I've got a handful of college classes, no degree under my belt. But I still question the idea of free college. My college classes were obtained, excuse me, or I should say paid for, by me. But I was reimbursed through a company that I was working for at the time. They had a reimbursement program for going to college. And the basic requirement was I go to college, I get a little bit better than a passing grade. I forget the GPA that I was supposed to achieve. But either way, as long as I passed my classes, I got reimbursed, and then I could take that money that I was reimbursed for and apply it to the next quarter. So technically, I only had to pay for my first quarter, my first series of classes, and pass them. That was the most difficult part, was just passing the classes. Aside from coming up with the couple $100 frickin' dollars. A lot more than a couple $100, but it was just a community college, just enough to get some further education. And it's a good thing. I'm very happy that I went, got a taste of college, learned a couple extra things, took a political science class, a couple English classes, had to take a math class. Kind of sad I didn't apply it to anything. It's neither here nor there. I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with learning. I like learning. Nothing wrong with that. But what is college? I had a manager when I was going to community college talking to me, explaining college from his point of view, and I'll share it paraphrased here. And that all a college degree is a place in line, in a nutshell. All that piece of paper says is you can sit down and do work, and then depending on how much money you pay, as in which college you go to, determines your place in line. If I were to go apply for a job today, and I had no work experience, all I've got is a high school diploma, I'd be put at the bottom of the list. They wouldn't want to talk to me. They wouldn't trust me. If I have an AA from a community college, I'll be in front of the person with the high school diploma. Now, if I go with an AA, keep it real simple, right? We're just going simple degrees. Masters, we need colleges for master's degrees, but just AAs and BSs and BAs, 2 and 4 year degrees. Community college gets you in front of the high school diploma guy. We'll go with a Harvard degree. I don't know if they have a 2-year degree. We'll say you get a 2-year Harvard degree. That will get you in line well ahead of the community college. You paid a lot more. You could have taken the exact same classes, learned the exact same curriculum. But because you have Harvard on your diploma, you're right at the top of the list. But then if someone throws in a 4-year degree, maybe from a community college, does that all of a sudden start to... The Harvard person might still get the job because they've got that Harvard name instead of the 4-year degree. Each job requirements are different, and I'm sure circumstances apply individually. But again, it's just a place in line. Now, under the idea of free college for everybody after the K through 12 program, that all of a sudden, let's just say college is free for the first 2 years. Everybody gets a free 2-year degree. And all of a sudden, that if everybody's getting a 2-year degree for free, all of a sudden we're right back to a high school diploma. If everybody's got a 2-year degree, in generally speaking, again, I'm lucky to even have a high school diploma. Generally speaking, everybody's got a high school diploma. Now everybody gets 2 years of free college. Everybody gets a free AA. A free 2-year degree. Everybody's got that's the new high school diploma. And so then people like me, we don't even get considered with just a high school diploma. Now you have to have a 2-year degree just to say that you're worth anything. And let's say that you don't want to go to... Let's back up. We have public schools and private schools. What's the difference between an AA from a public school, public college, because that's what free college would be, government funded, free college. Free is a difficult term for me to use, but we'll get to that. 2 years free college from a government school, where we can have people pay for private school. Happens all the way through. I went to a private school for 1 year. Miserable experience, but nonetheless, we can. That was my experience. Not everybody's experience is tough like that. It was probably a year to whip my ass into shape too. But someone's willing to pay for private school, private college. Now you have government funded and private. We don't even have to apply Harvard. Let's just go with a paid community college. Where does that put you in line? You have the basic AA, government-funded AA. Now you have the basic community college AA. Who gets in line first? Equal GPA, equal everything. The only thing different is going to be the schools. Who gets in line first? We don't even have to apply the Harvard one. Harvard's still going to get in first. That's the basics on those. The other problem I have with government-funded college, and granted, I'm not fully versed in Common Core, but from the little I've looked into it and the little I've understood, and I've talked to a handful of teachers who are absolutely furious in how it turned out. But those conversations were short and not detailed enough. But Common Core has been a disaster. Again, from my understanding. And that's government-funded curriculum. What happens when this government-funded curriculum applies to the college level? And they try and implement something that turns out to be a disaster. Who suffers? Not the government. You and I do. Because now you have to struggle to figure something out that makes no sense, but according to someone it makes sense, and therefore it's the rule of the land. What happens when you have to answer questions in a specific way just to get your degree when you know it's wrong? Or you can't figure it out. Again, Common Core, I don't know enough about it. So we'll leave that much there. But the forced curriculum, I can't stress that enough. And then the other thing that is a consistent topic for me, I know, is the mismanagement of funds through government. There was a story a while ago, do my best to link it in the show notes, of a school in the area that had a budget crisis. Public school had a budget crisis. The budget crisis is all over the place here for whatever reason. I don't get it. But budget crisis, and the school wasn't able to afford toilet paper. Toilet paper. I'm sure the cavemen would think, that's not a necessity, but current day standards dictate toilet paper is a necessity. Where's the money going? How much money are we putting in that's not going to the correct locations? How much of it is squandered? We have programs that are cut all the time because money is squandered. We need certain things, yes. We want better things, yes. But since I left high school, auto shop has disappeared. As far as I understand, wood shop is going by the wayside in a hurry. I was lucky to take a material science class, one of the best science classes I've ever taken. Learned the most amount of stuff. This was fun. It was interesting. You actually learned things. There was a lot of hands-on. I question if that's even gone now, due to budget cuts. Budget cuts are only because people are misappropriating their funds. It's already bad enough that kids have to buy community crayons for kindergarten. It kind of makes sense. Little children probably just eat the crayons or whatever. Lose them. They roll under the desk or put them in their pocket or take them out to the playground or whatever. Fine. Crayons for kindergartners, chip in. That's okay. But if we're going to let the government do this, we need more accountability on money. And college isn't free. Work isn't free. We'd still have to pay those teachers. Colleges right now are currently subsidized by taxpayer money. You and I, we pay our taxes, and then the government takes a portion of that money And they give it back to schools, to colleges. Which is kind of silly, seeing as we have people that take out loans, home buying sized loans. You can either go buy yourself a college degree right now, or you can buy yourself a home for the same amount of money. The difference is, with a home, you can go into foreclosure, lose your home, file bankruptcy, and you don't, in a nutshell, I'm not a financial analyst. I'm not a financial anybody. Rough ideas. But you can essentially get rid of your home loan debt. You'll be bankrupt. No one will give you a credit card. That's one thing, right? That's a whole nother scenario of problems. Your student loan, you can't go bankrupt on it. The U.S. government guarantees that everybody who takes a student loan will pay it back. So now you have a home purchase that you can't pay or you can't get rid of. Fair enough. We lent the money. You should pay it back. I thoroughly believe that. But you're saddled with that debt for the next umpteen years. And if you choose a degree that's worthless, interpretive rain dance, rocket surgery, and you can't go get a job to pay that back, that really sucks. You are straddled with debt for a BS degree. Maybe that degree gets you, as far as I understand, there's a lot of people that go to college to get a degree, and then when they leave college, they're working in nowhere close to the field that they got a degree in. That loops right back into your place in line. I got a master's in interpretive rain dance, but I earn $100,000 a year working at a bank or whatever it is. Run a car dealership or who knows. So you can pay off your debts, but if you ask me, you've squandered your money. Another point would be that we can make an analogy to universal health care and what at least I have witnessed third party to it. Before there was universal health care, there were people that were getting screwed over. There's no denying that. Getting hosed for quote-unquote pre-existing conditions, which you weren't. I know there's a law. I don't know it off the top of my head. I'm not going to find it. You legally weren't supposed to be outed for pre-existing conditions. So people got knocked off of their plans. And so we had to fix that. And then universal health care came along. And what happened? Prices have skyrocketed. For one reason or another. One person or another, whoever you want to blame. Regardless of the situation, regardless of who's at fault, prices on healthcare have skyrocketed. And that's a supply and demand issue. Huge demand. Lots and lots of demand. There's going to be a lot of demand for college. People are willing to pay. There's already a guarantee that people will pay for college. You take the loan out, money will be paid back. people need health care. People will pay for health care because now they're forced. The suppliers of health care said in the capitalist system, these people are forced to pay. They have to pay. They need our services. And now that we have guaranteed money, let's raise the price a couple bucks. And then next year, we'll raise the price a couple bucks, right? These gloves cost us $5 to make for a box of 100 gloves. Cost us $5, we sell them for $6, we make $1. Now, healthcare is forced to be purchased. These people need these the box of 100 gloves. We're going to charge you $7. We're going to make an extra $1 because now there's more people forced into the system. Forced to buy. In school, we're guaranteed to repay it. So the schools are like, well, why don't we increase the cost? Because the government is going to guarantee us the money. As soon as the person takes the loan, that money is in the system. That person then takes that money and puts it towards the school. School guaranteed gets all that money. It's on the individual to pay it back. Government guarantees the money. So what's the school to stop them from saying, well, we need 3 extra computers because now we have so many people coming to college. We need a couple extra desks here. We need a new projector over here. Or we can even hit into some real world things where we have colleges offering puppy playtime or rock climbing walls or swimming pools. These don't add to education, the basic educations. It's good to have releases. There's nothing, I'm not going to dispute releases, but at the same time, I think that should be something for the surrounding community to invest in. Because now you have the schools vying for people to say, look, we have all these amenities, but the school has to pay for those. School's going to pay for those, so why not increase the cost? They're already guaranteed the money. You're going to pay it back. It's not the school's problem. It's your problem. Now, what happens when we open up free college? Free. I can't stand that. We open up 2 years of college, AA for everybody. That's a much bigger pool of people that are guaranteed to pay into the system. Everybody's going to want you going to school for them. What's to stop them from increasing the cost just a little bit more? Run it on the government's dime. Let's attack this free problem that I've got an issue with. Nothing's free. Nothing. Everything gets paid for via personal exertion of energy or the transfer of energy into funds, into money. And the money is how things are paid for. Where's the money going to come from? It's going to come from taxes. College isn't cheap. As it sits right now, college is not cheap. How much is it for community college just for one individual? We're probably looking at like $1,500 per quarter. Plus books. Are we going to cover books too, or are books just going to be on the students still? One of the lessons that I was taught growing up was that if I didn't pay for it, I wouldn't appreciate it. And it wasn't taught to me in those terms, but that's me vocalizing it. But we've all heard the stories of the kids who are paid into, their parents pay for college. There's some of them that take it serious. They were raised with a strict due diligence of getting their work done. Those people will be good to have in the system, in the school system. Those people won't waste the money. There's always been people that are good at going home and doing their schoolwork. A lot of people aren't. Because then, we come back to those stories of parents pay for college and all the kid does is go out and party. There's no appreciation for it. It's not your money that you're wasting. It's someone else's money. We think about I don't want to throw stones. But again, looking from my point of view, I see more affluent kids who are gifted vehicles, and they don't have the same appreciation because they can just go get another one. They can just run back to mommy and daddy and get another one. We all know that stereotype. How will that apply to college? These home loan sized things, there's pieces of paper, and we don't apply the respect that it deserves. It becomes convoluted very fast. I know we could probably dig deeper on that, but I'm already pushing my limit on your time. I thank you for holding out. But I would like to wrap it up by offering my solution, my idea, that hopefully we can find some common ground on. Because this world is changing fast. And again, I'm sitting here with a high school diploma. Lucky to have one. But I think instead of free college, I'd be willing to invest my tax dollars if they were spent properly, but even that's a toss up in the air. But I'm willing to give this, my idea, a try before free college. Subsidized certificate classes. There's jobs out there where you need just a basic certificate. You want to operate a crane at the docks. You want to operate a bulldozer. I don't know if I would be able or willing to include something like a CDL, but we might be able to do something along those lines as well. We could probably include something along the lines of a CDL. And help pay for subsidized certificates. I don't want to take the full brunt of the class. I don't want to pay personally for the full class. But I also think that we as a community, we as the United States, and then even in our broken down communities, states, counties, cities, locales, however you want to break it down, we can all do our pitch in part through our taxes and help cut the cost down of getting a bulldozer certificate or a forklift certificate. Instead of, I don't know how much the classes cost, but if they cost $5,000, that's a lot of money for someone. Can we cut the cost down in half? And you only have to pay $2,500? We run back into the funding issue again, but at the same time, if we're putting some of our money down, some of our hard-earned money, maybe we'll take it a little bit more serious. The basic certificates, something to get you into the door. Something If I got a bulldozer certificate and you don't, I get to go drive a bulldozer. And you don't, and you get to go carry bags of sand or whatever the heck it is. You get to move widget from over there to over there, or however it's going to work. But I think I don't agree with the college, the taxpayer funded college, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the certificate program? Pluses, minuses, good idea, bad idea? I mean, it could be anything. But if you got something to say about that, do hit me up. I'm on the Twitters at Billy Bones, BILLYBON3S. You got a website, billybones.com, spelt the same way. You can find the RSS feed. You can find more links to my podcasts, the music used in here. There's even a contact page. Hit me up. Love mail, hate mail, questions, comments, especially on this one. I want to hear back from you guys. Hit me up. I love you guys.